Welcome, baseball fans, to Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium here in Florence, South Carolina, for the second game of this three-game weekend series between the Limestone College Saints and your Francis Marion University Patriots. Very quickly, we'll run through the starting lineup for Limestone today. Batting first, the shortstop, Trace Wetzel. Batting second, the right fielder, Vance Deese. Batting third, the DH, Brian Forbes. In the cleanup spot, the first baseman, Benjamin Huber. Batting fifth, the catcher, Kyle Strovink. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Tyler Odell. Batting seventh, at second base, Ethan Daly. Batting eighth in center field, David Kennedy. And batting ninth in left field, Josh Evans. On the mound for the Saints today, freshman left-hander, Anthony Alejandro. Alejandro's thrown in one game already this season. He went 5 innings, no decision, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks and 1 strikeout. Opponents are batting .211 against him in those 5 innings. For Francis Marion today, batting first in right field, Will Hardy. Batting second in left field, Tanner Wakefield. Batting third at first base, Tyler Mangum. Batting fourth, the DH, Darius Nobles. Batting fifth at third base, Todd Maddox. Batting sixth at second base, Grayson Cottingham. Batting seventh in center field, Bill Hanna. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Brian Kahn. And batting ninth, the catcher, Dalton Dabbs. On the mound for Francis Marion today, junior left-hander, Weston Rogers. Rogers has made 1 start this season. He went 4 innings, allowed 2 hits, 4 runs. Only 1 of those runs was earned. Struck out 6 and walked 1. Opponents are batting .125 against him. He did take the loss in that game against Southern Wesleyan last Saturday here on Cornell Field. Limestone comes into the game with a 1-4 record. Francis Marion at 2-3. The Saints picked up their first win last night, defeating the Patriots 6-2. Marcus Johnson got the win for Limestone as he went 6 strong innings, allowing only 3 hits and 1 run. Kyle Strovink, the catcher, singled in a run in the first and then hit a mammoth solo home run in the 8th inning over the center field wall. And Limestone added 2 insurance runs in the 9th to pull away for the 6-2 win. FMU senior lefty Josh Bobrowski took the loss. He allowed 3 runs in 4 innings. Only 1 of those runs was earned. There was a key error in the 2nd inning that allowed 2 runs to score. Bobrowski did strike out 8 batters, and in total, 4 Francis Marion hurlers fanned 14 Limestone batters last night, while Limestone pitchers struck out 12 Francis Marion batters. At this time, we will pause for the playing of our national anthem and come back for the top of the first inning. These 2 squads will conclude the 3-game series tomorrow afternoon, but up in Gaffney, home of the Giant Peach, where the 2 teams will play a 3 o'clock first pitch tomorrow on Limestone's home field. Home plate umpire this afternoon will be Ted Miller. Mike Parnell, who was on the plate last night, moves and will umpire the bases this evening or this afternoon. Game time temperatures 48 degrees. There's very little wind to speak of, if any. in stark contrast to last night when we had wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. As we had last night, a pair of lefties on the mound in Weston Rogers and Anthony Alejandro. The Saints only have one left-handed batter in their lineup tonight. That would be the first baseman. Excuse me, they've got four left-handed batters in the lineup, while Francis Marion only has leadoff man Will Hardy hitting from the left side. A couple of changes in the Patriot lineup today. Darius Nobles, if you noticed, in at the DH spot for Lineo Gonzalez. Brian Kahn in at shortstop for Sam Stonskas. Patriots wearing their blue unis, red numerals, white pants. The Saints with their neon yellow jerseys, blue numerals, white pants. Julia Fulmer is on the camera today for the Media Center crew, while Chelsea Gregley handles live stats, and I'm Michael Hawkins providing the play-by-play. So leading off for the Saints will be the shortstop, Trace Wetzel. Wetzel's a senior, batting .348, 7 runs scored in the 5 games they've played, 1 home run, 5 RBIs, and a .385 on-base percentage. He went 2 for 5 yesterday and scored a couple of runs. Hits the first pitch in the air to left field. Wakefield's under it, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Weston Rogers. That will bring to the plate the Saints right fielder, junior Vance Deese. Deese batting a team-leading .450. That's 9 for 20, 7 runs scored, a homer and 8 RBIs. He's got a .538 on-base percentage. Last night, 2 for 3, a couple of RBIs and a run scored. Rogers gets the sign from Dabbs, the 2-0. Hit back up the middle into center field for a base hit. So Deese has his 3rd hit of the series, and the Saints have their first base runner of the day. Stepping in will be the DH, junior Brian Forbes. Forbes batting .318, 5 runs scored, 3 doubles, a triple, and 5 RBIs. .423 on base percentage. He was 0 for 4 last night, but did score a run. Deese, the base runner, has not attempted a stolen base this season. And Rogers quickly ahead, 0-2. Hit foul over by the field house. Count's going to remain 0-2. Plenty of sports action for the Patriots this afternoon. The men's and women's basketball teams, however, will not be in action today. Winter weather up in the northern mountains of Georgia has forced a postponement of the basketball doubleheader between Young Harris and Francis Marion. They will now stay the night and play tomorrow afternoon. The women's game will tip off at noon, and the men's contest at 2 o'clock. Live stats links and live video links are available on the FMU website at fmupatriots.com. Francis Marion softball is in action up at Belmont Abbey. They're playing a doubleheader that started at 1 o'clock. Patriots lead 7-0 in the bottom of the 3rd as they look to move to 5-0 on the season. They will be home tomorrow hosting Newberry College. Doubleheader starting at 1 o'clock on the FMU softball field, and we will have that action for you here on the Patriot Sports Network. One, two is fouled off. Patriot tennis teams are in action today at the City of Florence College Tennis Invitational over at the City of Florence Dr. Eddie Floyd Tennis Center. The Patriot men's team dropped a tough 4-3 decision to Barton College this morning. They will play again in the third place match at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Patriot women are in action as we speak. They dropped the doubles point to Palm Beach Atlantic, playing in the semifinals. So they'll need to come back in singles play. And Mangum makes a catch there of the foul ball just outside the Patriot dugout for out number 2. The Patriot women's tennis team, regardless of the outcome in their semifinal match, will play again in either the championship or the third place match at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Huber, first baseman, drops a little flare into shallow right field for a base hit, and the Saints now have 2 runners on here with 2 outs. So Huber, who was 2 for 5 last night with an RBI, now has 3 hits here in the series, and that'll bring to the plate the catcher, Kyle Strovink. Strovink batting .300. The runs scored, 1 homer and 4 RBIs. He hit a 421-foot shot over the dead center field wall in last night's game. Also singled in a run as he went 2 for 4 with a run scored and 2 RBIs. He bats here with 2 outs and runners on first and second. Vance Deese, the Saints runner at second. Huber, the runner at first. The 0-1 from Rogers. Swung on, foul, tipped at home plate. Oh-2 is swung on and missed. Hung on to by Dabbs. And the Saints are done here in the top of the first inning. We played a half inning. The Saints did pick up a couple of hits, but did not score. We head to the bottom of the first, no score. You're watching the Patriot Sports Network. Welcome back to Florence as the Patriots are coming to the plate for their first ups. It'll be Will Hardy, the right fielder, Tanner Wakefield, the left fielder, and Tyler Mangum, the first baseman. Again on the mound for Limestone, number 12, freshman left-hander Anthony Alejandro, 5'10", 165 pounds, out of Rock Hill, South Carolina. and he's a product of Westminster Catawba Christian School. No record this year, a 5.40 ERA. 5 innings pitched. He allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 1 strikeout and 2 walks, and opponents batted .211 against him in that outing. Will Hardy, who had a very productive freshman year for the Patriots last year, was in the running for the Freshman of the Year in the Peach Belt Conference. He's batting .250. This is his 4th game of the season. He did not start the last 2 contests. Batting 2 for 8, 2 runs scored, a triple and 2 RBIs, a .500 on-base percentage, as he does have 4 walks in those 3 previous contests. What little wind there is blowing out probably to right center field. Alejandro finds the strike zone for the first time. Count goes to 2-1. That one down low. Now 3-1. And Hardy earns a leadoff walk here for the Patriots in the bottom of the first inning. Stepping in now, the sophomore left fielder, Tanner Wakefield. Wakefield batting .400. He's 4 for 10 this season. 2 runs scored, a double, no RBIs, a .538 on-base percentage. He started in right field last night with 1 for 3 with a run scored. Hardy went in standing up at first base, made the pickoff attempt a little closer than what we thought it might be. Hardy has not attempted a stolen base this season in his 3 contests. Wakefield bunts back to the pitcher. Alejandro to first base for the putout, so the sacrifice is successful, and Hardy moves down to second base and into scoring position with 1 out. So Tyler Mangum will step in. Junior first baseman's batting .294, 5 runs scored, a double, 2 RBIs, a .478 on-base percentage. Had a single and a run scored in last night's contest. Patriots never led last night. They were tied 1-1 after the opening inning. But Limestone took the lead for good with a pair in the top of the second. The 0-1 is high. Count now even at 1-1. Second baseman Danley is dancing back and forth, trying to keep Hardy as close to second base as possible. Center field and right field playing about medium depth. Left fielder is a little bit deeper. unless Evans has a real cannon out in left field, any type of base hit to left field is probably going to score Hardy. Two-one from Alejandro. High, nice stab by the catcher Strovink to keep it from going to the backstop. So Mangum's now in somewhat of a driver's seat with a 3-1 count. That one caught the top of the strike zone. Count now goes full. Darius Nobles, the Patriot designated hitter, will be next. High and outside, and the Patriots have a pair of base runners. Nobles is making his first start of the season. He's appeared in 2 games, batted 1 for 2, so he's got a .500 average. Nobles is a junior, 6 foot, 245 pounds, out of Greenville, North Carolina. Noble's a middle-level education major with a concentration in history. Attended Lewisburg College before coming here to FMU. Check swing did not go. Pitch was high, so the count now 2-0. So Alejandro having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone. He's walked a pair of Patriot batters sandwiched around a sacrifice bunt. And he goes 3-0 on the Patriot DH. That pitch catches the inside corner. Count now 3-1. Looked like Nobles was taking all the way. Third baseman Todd Maddox occupies the on-deck circle. The 3-1 swung on and missed. Count now full. Limestone defense, Evans in left, Kennedy in center, and Deese in right. The infield from third to first, Odell, Wetzel, Danley, and Huber. Strovink behind the plate, and Alejandro on the mound. That one a line foul right over the Patriot dugout. Luckily, everyone's scattered and no one hurt. So the 3-2. Grounded back up the middle and into center field. That'll be a base hit. Hardy being waved around third. He will score without a throw. And Darius Nobles with the one-out RBI single, and the Patriots now lead 1-0. So that'll bring a quick visit from the Limestone pitching staff to the mound, or from the coaching staff to the mound, as Todd Maddox, junior third baseman, gets ready to stand in for FMU. Maddox batting .412 on the season, 7 for 17, 2 runs scored, 3 doubles, 5 RBIs, .500 on base percentage. He had a pair of hits in last night's contest and also drove in a run. He was the lone Patriot with multiple hits last night. That was the first RBI for Darius Nobles as a Patriot. Alejandro misses inside with his first offering to Maddox. Maddox, 6 foot, 218 pounds, from Winsboro, South Carolina. That one's grounded, foul of third. Maddox attended USC Lancaster before coming to FMU, product of Blythewood High School. Count now 2-1. Patriot runners on first and second, one down here in the bottom of the first inning. That one was fouled at the plate, got a piece of Strovink. The umpire will take his time, brush off home plate, and give Strovink a chance to collect himself behind home plate before he's got to crouch back down to take the next pitch. The 2-2 to Maddox. Hit in the air to center field. Kennedy going back, not going to get it. One hops off the wall. One run will score. Nobles being waved around. And Maddox with a stand-up triple, scoring 2 Patriots, and Francis Marion leads 3-0. So Maddox with the 2-run triple gives the Patriots a 3-0 lead and prompts some action, some early action in the Limestone bullpen. Grayson Cottingham, the FMU second baseman, steps in. Cottingham batting 188 on the season, 3 for 16, 5 runs scored, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, 263 on base percentage. He went 0 for 4 last night. Hits that one hard, but foul down toward the ticket booth here at the Griffin Athletic Complex. Well, short of a base hit here with the runner on third and less than 2 outs, the Patriots at least need a productive out to get that 4th runner home. Cottingham takes outside. Count now 2-1. That was in the air to left center field. Evans and Kennedy converge. Kennedy with the catch in left center, but that's going to be deep enough to score Maddox on the sac fly. And the Patriots now lead 4-0. And Cottingham does pick up that productive second out. So for Cottingham, his 4th RBI of the season. That'll clear the bases now for center fielder Bill Hanna to bat. Hanna batting 208. 3 runs scored, a double, 3 RBIs. Hits that one in the air on the infield. Second baseman Danley's under it. Will make the catch for the 3rd out. But not before the Patriots plate 4 runs on 2 hits. The big 2-run triple off the bat of Todd Maddox highlights the inning. We played 1 full inning. Francis Marion leads Limestone 4-0. You're watching the Patriot Sports Network. Francis Marion University Athletics would like to thank the following sponsors: Adidas, Circle Park Behavioral Health Services, McLeod Regional Medical Center, Ken Jackson of Remax Professionals, Pepsi, McDonald's, Rains Hospitality, including Fairfield Inn, Spring Hill Suites, Courtyard by Marriott, Comfort Inn, and Hyatt Place. Mike Rickenbach, Ford Lincoln Mercury, South Carolina Education Lottery, King Cadillac Buick GMC, McLeod Sports Medicine, Adams Outdoor Advertising, the Counseling Center of Florence, Chick-fil-A, FBI Construction, State Farm and Agent Jim Stewart, Quincy Steakhouse, Little Caesars, La Quinta Inn and Suites, KFC, Arby's, Julia Bell's Restaurant, PD Electric Cooperative, Sparrow and Kennedy Tractor Supply, Western Sizzle and Steakhouse, the State Credit Union, and Zaxby's. Due up for the Saints here in the top of the second will be Odell, Danley, and Kennedy. That is batters 6, 7, and 8 in the Saints lineup. Odell came in as a defensive replacement last night. Went 0 for 1, but he did walk a pair of times. Was grounded in the hole between first and second. Cottingham retrieves it, makes the throw to Mangum, who finds his way back to the bag. And Odell is retired 4-3. Second baseman Ethan Danley will now step in. Danley batting .250. He's 4 for 16 this season, 4 runs scored, 2 doubles. He was 1 for 5 in last night's contest. So Rogers falls behind 2-0 to the Saints' second baseman. Ball's inside, count now 3-1. Mentioned last night that Danley hails from Mount Airy, North Carolina, so obviously the Andy Griffith theme song's got to be his at-bat music. (3-1) outside, ball 4. So the Saints have a base runner here in the top of the second. David Kennedy, sophomore center fielder, will step in next. He's batting .143 on the season. That's 2 for 14. 3 runs scored, a double, a triple, an RBI. So both of his hits this season have been for extra bases. He was 0 for 4 in last night's contest. Grounded to first, but foul. Possibly a break for the Patriots there as Mangum fielded it. As he went to step on the bag, dropped it. It hit off the bag and rolled into foul territory. Had it been ruled fair, it would have been interesting to see whether he could have retrieved it in time to get the out at first base. But a moot point now, the count 0-2. Just misses. Danley with a decent lead at first base. Swung on and missed. So Kennedy is retired on strikes. Second strikeout for Weston Rogers. That'll bring to the plate the left fielder, Josh Evans, a senior, batting .167, 1 for 6 this season at the plate, a run scored. He picked up that initial hit of the season in last night's contest, going 1 for 4 with a run scored. Evans, 6 foot, 180 pounds, out of Indian Land, South Carolina. Previously attended USC Lancaster before landing in Gaffney. We're in the top of the second inning. Francis Marion with a 4 spot in the bottom of the first. The Patriots lead 4-0. Swung on a miss. Rogers quickly ahead now, 0-2. The offering from Rogers misses for ball 1. Runner going. Called strike 3. Doesn't matter if he was running or not. Evans retired on strikes. Patriots survive a 1-out walk. No runs, 1 runner left. We played an inning and a half. Francis Marion 4, Limestone nothing. Back for the bottom of the second inning. Due up for the Patriots. Shortstop Brian Kahn, catcher Dalton Dabbs, and then back to the top of the order with right fielder Will Hardy. Francis Marion softball leading Belmont Abbey 11-0, top of the 5th inning up in Belmont, North Carolina. Genesia Hemingway, pinch hit home run as Kahn lays down a bunt that's going to roll just foul. And Caitlin Ellard, junior right-hander in the circle for the Patriots. She has a no-hitter through the first 4 innings. Again, Patriots lead 11-0. That would mean that FMU just needs the 3 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning to win game number 1. Kahn making his first start of the season. He has appeared in all 5 contests, just not starting. As he fouls that one toward the Patriot dugout. Huber's over and makes the catch to retire Kahn. Catcher Dalton Dabbs will step in now. Dabbs starting his 4th game of the year. Still looking for his first hit, 0 for 4. Does have a couple of runs scored and an RBI. Dabbs was 0 for 2 in last night's contest. Dabbs, 5'11", 170-pound sophomore from Sumter, South Carolina. Attended Wilson Hall Academy. He is a business major here at FMU. Ahead in the count 3-1. Decent crowd here at Sparrow Stadium today. Most fans thankful that the wind has left the area. We had wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour during almost all of yesterday. But the folks up in the Spartanburg area don't have to have us tell them about the bad weather from the other day. Dabbs grounds to second, Danley on to Hubert first. And there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Limestone is located in Gaffney, South Carolina, just east of Spartanburg in Cherokee County. Will Hardy steps in. He walked to lead off the Patriot first inning, came around to score. Hardy's a business administration major from right here in Florence, South Carolina. Attended South Florence High School. That one is just drilled into right field. Base hit. Huber dove but had no chance at fielding that hot shot. So Hardy's on base for the second time in two trips to the plate, and that'll bring up Tanner Wakefield. Wakefield, a part of that 4-run first inning, as he had a successful sacrifice bunt to move Hardy along. Wakefield batting .400 on the season. I think Coach Art Nabonet thought that possibly could have been a balk on the throw over that time. So Hardy, the runner at first for FMU. Tanner Wakefield at the plate. Anthony Alejandro's 1-0 offering instead goes to first base. Wakefield takes, called strike one. Again, the Patriots softball team will be here at home tomorrow afternoon hosting Newberry for a doubleheader at 1 o'clock. Admission to the Griffin Athletic Complex is $8 for adults, $5 for students. FMU students are free with ID. If you can't make it out, we'll have the webcast here on the Patriot Sports Network. Wakefield hits that in the air to center field. Kennedy a couple steps in, makes the catch, and Wakefield's retired on the flyout. Patriots do have one base runner on a base hit by Hardy, but no runs scored. We've played 2 full innings. Francis Marion leads Limestone 4-0. Top of the third inning, Weston Rogers back on the mound for the Patriots. Rogers a 6-2 165-pound junior lefty out of Mullins, South Carolina, and he graduated from Lakeview High School. He's a Wild Gator. Played one season at Florence Darlington Technical College before coming to FMU. He was the Region 10 Pitcher of the Year at Florence Darlington Tech after posting a 7-1 record with a 2.62 ERA as a freshman. Last year he was 5-3 with a save and a 4.07 ERA for the Patriots. Here he faces Limestone leadoff batter Trace Wetzel, the shortstop. Wetzel 0 for 1 today. He flew out to left field. Wetzel 6'2", 170 pounds, a senior out of Gilbert, South Carolina, and a product of Gilbert High School. The 3-1 from Rogers. Hit in the air to left field, fairly deep. Wakefield's over, and it's into the Limestone bullpen. So full count now from Rogers to Wetzel. Swung on and missed, but in the dirt. Dabbs will have to throw down to Mangum at first, and he does. Vance Deese, the right fielder, steps in. He singled back up the middle in his first trip in the first inning. He's now 3 for 4 in this series. Wetzel's strikeout was the 4th for Rogers this afternoon. As we mentioned, in his first outing this season against Southern Wesleyan, despite only going 4 innings, Rogers did fan 6 batters. That one's fouled off at the plate, but Dabbs could not hang on to it. Francis Marion Athletic Department would like to pass along the condolences to the family of Emery Higgs, local businessman who was a longtime supporter of Patriot Athletics. Passed away earlier this week and was laid to rest this morning. The 1-2 from Rogers to Deese. Busted him inside, but he was able to hold up and not swing. Count is even at 2-2. It's grounded to first. Mangum on a couple hops. Takes it himself, and Deese is retired. So the DH, Brian Forbes, steps in. He fouled out to first. And back in the first inning. Forbes, 6'4", 240 pounds, out of Rocky Point, New York. He's a junior. Lines that one down toward the Limestone bullpen, but foul. Rogers up to 45 pitches here, pitching with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning. Again, lined foul down the left field line. So Rogers now ahead in the count, 1-2. Wakefield in left, Hardy in right, playing pretty much straight away. Hanna in center field, shaded over toward left field for the left-handed hitting Forbes. Off-speed pitch, outside corner, beautiful pitch, called strike 3. So the Saints go quickly here in the top of the 3rd, 2 strikeouts and a ground ball to first base. We head to the bottom of the 3rd, Francis Marion 4, Limestone nothing. You're watching the Patriot Sports Network. Due up for the Patriots here in the 3rd inning, Tyler Mangum, Darius Nobles, and Todd Maddox, batters 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup. They did a good bit of the damage in the 1st inning as the Patriots plated 4 runs. Mangum walked and came around to score on the 2-run triple by Maddox. That's hit in the air to center field. Kennedy, a couple steps back, makes the catch. Darius Noble steps in. Noble's making his first start of the year, had an RBI single back up the middle in that 1st inning, and then he scored on the triple by Maddox. Update from the tennis tournament. Francis Marion women's tennis team has rallied to tie its match with Palm Beach Atlantic University at 3-3. And they're getting ready apparently to start the final set of the final singles match, whoever may be left playing. Looks like it's the number 1 singles match where Frederica Regner plays for the Patriots. The 3-0 to Nobles. Inside corner, called strike 1. Fly ball to right field. Deese is back to the track, to the wall. It's off the top of the fence. And Nobles pulls in with a 1-out double. That ball just kind of kept carrying. Deese looked like he had it, and then all of a sudden he's in full retreat mode. And it just missed getting out of here by a foot or two. So Noble's on his way to the cycle with the single and a double in his first two trips. He's got the two harder parts still left to do. That'll bring in Todd Maddox. Maddox with the two-run triple to center field back in the first inning. So Noble's making the most of his first start of the season, 2 for 2. And now 3 for 4 for the season. Maddox hits that one in the air to center field, but Kennedy's got plenty of room. Gauges it. Nobles will not attempt to advance. And that'll leave it up to Grayson Cunningham to see if we can collect a 2-out run scoring hit. Cunningham with the sacrifice fly in the first inning, picking up the RBI. So Noble's the runner at second, Cunningham at the plate. Nice stop by Strovink on the ball in the dirt. It's hit on the line to left field, but again, that's going to find the Limestone bullpen. Loud, noisy strike. Dimensions here at Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium. It's 330 down the lines, 375 to the power alleys, and 400 to straightaway center field. Two one is grounded back up the middle. Danley over. Fields throws to Hubert first, and Cunningham is retired. The Patriots pick up an extra base hit, but strand the runner. We've played 3 full innings. Patriots 4, Saints nothing. You're watching the Patriots Sports Network. Back for the top of the 4th inning, due up for the Saints. Batters 4, 5, and 6 in the order. Benjamin Hubert, Kyle Strovink, and Tyler O'Dell. Francis Marion had open house this morning. If there are any prospective college students out there, more information, go to fmarion.edu. That's www.fmarion.edu for admissions information. Huber stands in. He collected a single to right field in his first trip to the plate back in the first inning. Rogers now with 5 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. Again, Patriot pitchers fanned 13 Saints batters last night, while Patriot batters struck out 12 times. The 1-2. Lost a little bit of grip on that off-speed pitch outside. Count now 2-2. That one's lined into center field. That'll get down for a base hit. So Huber's now 2 for 2 on the afternoon. And now 4 for 7 in this series. It's also the first time the Saints have their leadoff batter on this afternoon. That'll bring up the catcher, Kyle Strovink. Strovink, a strikeout victim. His first at-bat. Patriot softball now leading 16-0, heading to the bottom of the 5th inning. The only suspense is whether Ellard can complete the 5-inning no-hitter. That's at Belmont Abbey. They'll get ready to play game number 2 afterwards. Strovink attempts to check his swing but is unsuccessful. Count moves to 1-2. And again, the Patriot basketball games this afternoon at Young Harris College up in northern Georgia were postponed because of winter weather. They'll play tomorrow afternoon, the women at noon and the men at 2. Live stats and live video links are available on the Patriot website at FMUpatriots.com. Strovink does check his swing on that one. Count goes to 2-2. But rather than watch the basketball games, we'd rather you come out and watch the softball games tomorrow as the Patriots host Newberry at 1 o'clock at the FMU softball stadium. Nice stop by Dabbs. They've got the runner hung up now. Magnum will throw to Cottingham, who applies the tag. So Huber goes as a pickoff victim. Ball was in the dirt, which was ball 3. Got a little too far off of first base, and Dabbs with a good throw down, caught him in a rundown, and eventually he was retired. Ball 4 to Strovink. He will take Huber's place now at first base. The put out on Huber went 2-3, 6-3, 4. So 1 out. Saints have a runner on first base. Tyler Odell, the third baseman, stands in. Odell 0 for 1 today with a ground out. Like the first time he grounds out to second, Cottingham goes to Kahn at second, but the ball is dropped. So everybody's safe. So Dell reaches on the fielder's choice. Strovink safe on the air by the shortstop as Kahn was unable to handle the throw from Cottingham. So there's now 1 out and Saints runners on first and second for Ethan Danley, the second baseman. Flares that one foul down the first base line. The 0-1 with runners on first and second, 1 out. Danley walked his first trip to the plate this afternoon. Good stop by Dabbs behind the plate to keep the runners from advancing. Two one from Rogers. Swung on a miss. Count now 2-2. Wakefield at medium depth and left. Hanna medium and center, and Hardy playing fairly shallow in right field. Called strike 3 against Danley. Strikeout number 6 for Rogers on the afternoon. So now there are 2 outs with runners on first and second. The Saints center fielder David Kennedy, a strikeout victim already once this afternoon. It's hitting the air to left field. Wakefield in. Not able to make the catch. A little bit of miscommunication there between shortstop Kahn and Wakefield. Wakefield made a diving attempt, but wasn't able to come up with it. And so credit Kennedy with an RBI double to left field. Odell moves around to third. Strovink scores the Saints' first run of the afternoon. That one's lined to Kahn at short. Fields and throws across to Magnum. High. And that's going to be an error on the shortstop. Wild throw, and that's going to allow 2 more runs to score. And Evans, the batter, moves around to second base. So a couple of errors in this inning have helped account for 3 Limestone runs. And the Saints have another runner in scoring position. As we move back to the top of the lineup and Trace Wetzel, the shortstop. So obviously no RBI on that, but Evans does move around to second. And both Odell and Kennedy cross home plate. That one misses outside for ball 2. Timeout called by Wetzel. So some tough luck for Rogers on the mound this inning. Patriots should be in the dugout getting ready to bat, still holding a 4-0 lead. But a couple of errors have led to 3 unearned runs. That one's hitting the air. Right center field. Hanna. Hardy converge. Hardy makes the catch. And the Saints are retired, but not before they plate 3 runs and cut the Patriot lead to 4-3. We're heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're watching the Patriots Sports Network. Back for the bottom of the fourth inning, due up for the Patriots. Hannah, Kahn, and Dabbs. Batters 7, 8, and 9 in the Patriot lineup. Patriot Nation, be proud and wear red, white, and blue. Support your Patriots and visit the Francis Marion Patriots online store at www.fmupatriotsshop.com to get all your Patriot gear. That's www.fmupatriotsshop.com. And keep up with all Patriot sports action online at our website, fmupatriots.com. And in social media posts, FMU fans use the hashtag SwampEm. Hannah 0 for 1 in today's contest. He popped up to second base. Count on him is now 1-1. He had been the Patriots' leadoff batter for the first 5 games of the season, but moved down to the 7-hole this afternoon. That's lined into left field. That'll be a base hit. Hannah's going to make the wide turn, but he'll hold at first base. So a good start to the Patriot fourth inning. Brian Kahn will come to the plate. He takes a long look at FMU head coach Art Navinet down in the third base coaching box. Will Thompson handling the duties down the first base line for the Patriots. Kahn squares, bunts back to the pitcher's mound. Alejandro Fields his only plays to first. And Kahn, with the successful sacrifice, moves Hannah around into scoring position with only 1 out. That'll bring to the plate Dalton Dabbs, the Patriot catcher. Dabbs 0 for 1 with a ground out. Much like Marcus Johnson last night's game, Alejandro, after a rocky first inning, has settled down. One 0. High, ball 2. Inside, ball 3. Danley dancing around again, trying to keep Hannah as close to second base as he possibly can. With Hannah's speed, you would figure any type of base hit to the outfield is probably going to be enough to score him. But that's going to be a 4-pitch walks to Dabbs. And with 1 out, the Patriots have runners now on first and second. That'll flip the lineup back to the top. Right fielder Will Hardy. Hardy walked and scored in the first and singled to right in the second inning. High and inside, almost hit Hardy. And we've got a cool, overcast afternoon here at Cornell Field at Sparrow Stadium. That 2-0 count is going to bring another visit from the Limestone coaching staff to talk with Alejandro and catcher Kyle Strovink. Francis Marion basketball teams, in addition to playing at Young Harris tomorrow, will be back at home on Wednesday night. FMU will host Augusta University at 5:30, the women's game, and 7:30 for the men's contest. Both of those contests will also be on the Patriot Sports Network, as all the baseball and softball games and basketball games from this point on here in the spring and the conclusion of the winter seasons will be webcast here at FMUPatriots.com. Visit is over. Hardy will step back in, ahead in the count now, 2-0. Called strike one. Hannah dancing back and forth at second base, getting the attention of the shortstop now, Trace Wetzel, with the left-handed hitting Hardy at the plate. Misses outside for ball three. Looks like the softball game is now over. Patriots won game one 16-0. Eller did not get the no-hitter. Runners going, but it's ball four inside. Patriots now have the bases loaded as Hardy picks up his second walk of the game. Dabbs moves to second, and Hannah over to third. So Tanner Wakefield will bat with the bases loaded. Wakefield 0 for 1, a sacrifice bunt, and a line out. Ellard picked up the win for the Patriots. She's now 3-0 on the season. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts. Obviously the Patriot bats are working. They'll go for the sweep in game number 2 in probably about 20 minutes. That's going to bring a pitching change out now as Alejandro just threw his 68th pitch and he falls behind 1-0. But this will be the second trip this inning, so the Saints will make a pitching change. We'll break for about 30 seconds and be right back. Tell you who the new pitcher is. New pitcher for Limestone, number 31, Gehrig Spradlin, 6'2", 185 pounds, sophomore right-hander out of Roanoke, Virginia, product of William Byrd High School. This will be his second appearance of the season. He's pitched 1 2/3 innings, allowed a hit, 4 runs, 3 earned runs with 2 walks, no strikeouts. He doesn't enter in an envious position here as 1 out, and the Patriots have the bases loaded, and he inherits a 1-0 count. The Patriots' Tanner Wakefield. Okay, so Spradlin's ready. Wakefield steps back in, again ahead in the count 1-0. Line score for the Patriots, 4 runs on 5 hits with 2 errors. Limestone 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors. So Spradlin steps off, says my bad. Now he's back on the rubber. First pitch is a called strike. Good stop by Strovink. The ball's in the dirt and the count moves to 2-1. Good speed on the bases for the Patriots at first and third. Dabbs, the catcher, running at second. That one's outside for ball 3. So another bad one here would plate a run for the Patriots. Inside corner called strike 2. Wakefield thought it might have been inside, but don't all batters. So full count now. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Wakefield hits that in the air. Shallow left center. Shortstop is back. Makes the catch, not deep enough for anybody to advance. So Wakefield pops to shortstop, and that'll leave it up now to Tyler Mangum to do some damage here with 2 outs, and the base is still loaded. Mangum 0 for 1, walked and scored in the first, flew out to center in the 3rd inning. That's in the dirt. Again, good stop by Strovink. And the quick Patriot runner at third, itching for any opportunity to try and advance home, but that one didn't get far enough away. "1-0 is hit to left center field. Evans on his horse. Does not make the catch. The ball is up against the wall. Run scores. 2 runs scores. Here comes Hardy with the 3rd run. And Maddox strolls in with a bases clearing 3-run double. That ball was hit on the line to left center field. Evans certainly could have made the catch, not an easy catch by any stretch of the imagination, but it was off his glove and then went up against the wall. With 2 outs, all the runners were moving. They all score a 3-run double to Tyler Mangum, and the Patriots now lead 7-3. That'll bring up Darius Nobles, the DH. Nobles already 2 for 2 today. A single and a double. Inside. Count now 2-0. Inside again, ball 3. Lined right at the third baseman, off his glove. See if they still got to play. That'll go down as an E5, so Nobles reaches on the air by the third baseman. Maddox advances from second to third on the play. It was a line shot right at the third baseman. Went down to his knees to make the catch, and it hit off the end of his glove. Deflected to the shortstop, but he was unable to make the throw to get Nobles at first. The Patriots are still alive now in the bottom of the fourth. 2 outs, runners now in the corners for Todd Maddox, the third baseman. Maddox 1 for 2, a 2-run triple in the first inning, fly out to center field in the third. Bloop to center field. Kennedy in. Danley out. Danley makes a nice catch retreating for the final out. But not before the Patriots pick up 3 runs. We played 4 full innings. Francis Marion leads Limestone 7-3. You're watching the Patriots Sports Network. Back for the top of the fifth. Francis Marion and Limestone trade 3-run outbursts there in the fourth inning. So the Patriots now lead 7-3. Due up for Limestone, batters 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup. Deese, Forbes, and Huber. Weston Rogers on the mound for his 5th inning of work. Rogers up to 70 pitches here as he stops. All right, couple of defensive changes for the Patriots. Number 1, Sam Stonskas is in to play shortstop. And also a new left fielder. We'll see if we can get who that is. And John Mitchell Carter, the new left fielder, taking over for Tanner Wakefield. Deese 1 for 2 for the Saints. This afternoon, a single and a ground out to first base. And he's down on strikes, called strike number 3. Strikeout number 7 for Weston Rogers on the afternoon. So the defense for the Patriots now is Carter in left, Hanna in center, and Hardy in right. Infield is Maddox at third, Stonskas at short, Cottingham at second, and Mangum at first. Forbes grounds that one through the 5.5 hole for a base hit into left field. That'll bring the first baseman up, Benjamin Huber. Huber 2 for 2, a pair of singles. Now 4 for 7 in this series. No action in the Patriot bullpen. So at 76 pitches, Rogers will certainly finish this inning, barring further trouble. Ball's in the dirt, but a nice pick by Dabbs behind the plate to keep Forbes the runner at first. Poked into right field. That'll be a base hit. Forbes rounds second, heading to third. The throw comes into third. Not in time. On the throw, Huber takes second, so a single for Huber. Advances to second on the throw. And Forbes goes all the way around to third. So there's runners on second and third now with one out. And Kyle Strovink, the catcher, will step in. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Walked and scored back in the fourth inning. So Strovink with a productive at-bat as he grounds to first, but plates a run. Forbes crosses home plate. Huber moves to third. That'll bring up Tyler O'Dell. It's going to move on. Have a pinch hitter. Michael Roberts. Roberts started the game last night at third base. O'Dell spelled him. They're returning the favor this afternoon. Roberts was 0 for 2 last night. 3 for 11 on the season. The 1-1 from Rogers to Roberts. Down low. Roberts 6'1", 220 pounds. Also from Mount Airy, North Carolina. Product of Surrey Community College. He's a junior. Hit high in the air to center field. Stonskas out. Hanna in. Hanna with the catch as Stonskas avoids the collision. For out number 3, but the Saints do pick up a run. An RBI ground out by Kyle Strovink. And they trim the margin to 7-4 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're watching the Patriot Sports Network. So Cunningham, some tough luck there as he lines to the third baseman for the first out. Couple of defensive changes for Limestone. Roberts stays in to play third base for Odell. And new left fielder for Limestone looks to be number 10, Darren Preble, senior, 5'10", 205 pounds, out of Profit, Maryland, and Montgomery College. He will bat in the number 9 hole, taking the place of Josh Evans. Bill Hanna at the plate for the Patriots. Hanna popped to second, singled to left in his 2 previous trips to the plate. Line score now for the Patriots, 7 runs on 6 hits with 2 errors. The Saints 4 runs on 6 hits with 1 error. Popped on the right side. Second baseman Danley will make the play. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 5th. Sam Stonskus will bat for the first time as he came in as a defensive replacement. Stonskus batting .231 on the season, 3 for 13. A couple runs scored, 4 RBIs. Ball's in the dirt. Count now full to the Patriots shortstop. Stonskus, 5'8", 165 pounds, from Eldridge, Iowa, product of North Scott High School. And he transferred to FMU from Black Hawk College, where he played 2 years. That's popped in the air on the left side. Shortstop Wetzel is there to make the catch. Patriots go quietly in the 5th. We've played 5 full innings. Francis Marion leads Limestone 7-4. You're watching the Patriots Sports Network. Top of the 6th inning, due up for Limestone. Ethan Danley, David Kennedy, new left fielder Darren Preble. Weston Rogers back out there for the Patriots. Ethan Danley, the second baseman, leads off for Limestone. He's 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout. As we mentioned last night, these two teams, old fierce rivals from the NAIA District 6 days. Limestone, now a member of Conference Carolinas, their last season in that conference, as they'll be moving to the South Atlantic Conference this fall. Francis Marion now in the Peach Belt Conference. Hall of Fame baseball pitcher Gaylord Perry started the Limestone program back in 1988, coached for 4 seasons. Called strike 3 on Danley, and he's the first out here in the top of the 6th. After Gaylord coached for 4 years, the Saints program was coached by Francis Marion graduate, former outfielder, and Hall of Fame member Anthony Chico Lombardo. And he coached nearly 1,200 games for the Saints before Chris Wiley took over the program in 2015. And we mentioned for Francis Marion, they've only had 2 coaches, Gerald Griffin and current coach Art Inhabitant. Nice article this week in the local Florence Morning News by Justin Driggers about Coach Inhabitant after he picked up his 600th win as the Patriot coach last Saturday against Lenore Ryan. Last Sunday against Lenore Ryan. Grounded back up the middle off the pitcher's glove. Stonskas barehands it, throws to first. Not in time. That'll go as an infield single. So Rogers couldn't come up with it cleanly off the tip of his glove. Stonskas barehanded it, but his throw to first was just late, and Kennedy reaches on an infield single. So the Limestone has a base runner here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Darren Preble bats for the first time in the series for Limestone. This will be his 4th game of the year. He's 1 for 4 with a run scored. Bats from the left side. Chopped at home plate, but foul. So Rogers is quickly ahead in the count, 0-2. The 0-2 from Rogers to Preble. Cued foul down past third base coaching box. Just misses on the outside corner. Count now 1-2. Grounded foul past first. That's lined past the base runner into right field for a base hit. Kennedy will hold up at second. Saints have runners on first and second now with 1 out. So Preble with a successful first at bat. And that flips the lineup back to the top and shortstop Trace Wetzel. Wetzel 0 for 3. with the strikeout. There is action now in the Patriot bullpen. Looks like possibly Bailey Wendell warming up for FMU. Junior right-hander. Kennedy, the runner at second. Preble, the runner at first. Trace Wetzel at the plate. That one's looped into right field. That'll get down in front of Hardy for a base hit. Each runner's going to move up one. That'll be bases loaded now with one out. And that'll bring a slow walk to the mound from FMU head coach Art Nabinant. As Vance Deese, the right fielder, gets ready to step in here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 6th inning. Excuse me, 1 out, top of the 6th inning. Deese is a left-handed batter. I don't know if that'll figure into an Nabinant's decision as whether he goes one more batter with the left-hander Rogers. Looks like you will. Deese stands in, 1 for 3. Single and a strikeout included. Deese did have 2 hits and 2 RBIs in last night's contest. That one is foul, almost picked off the runner at third, Kennedy. Of course, he was in foul territory. If it had hit him, no harm, no foul. Called strike 2. Rogers now ahead in the count. What he needs right here is a strikeout or a pop-up, something to keep that ball in the infield. Get the second out with the runners not advancing. Grounded foul. Rogers steps off, see if he can get in sync with Dabbs behind the plate. He fought that one off, fouled it down toward the ticket booth. So bases loaded, 1 out. 1-2 count from Rogers now to Vance Deese, Saints right fielder. Cued back to the pitcher. Rogers will come home to Dabbs for 1. They'll go to first. Ooh, safe at first, not a double play. But Patriots get the force out at home, so now they're 2 outs and the base is still loaded. So Deese reaches on the fielder's choice. The other runners move up. Preble to third. Wetzel to second. And Kennedy is forced at home plate. Pitcher to catcher. Brian Forbes, the big DH, steps in. 1 for 3 today. Single. His last trip. He does have a strikeout this afternoon, too. Grounded foul over to the Limestone dugout. Rogers ahead in the count, 0-1. Called strike 2. Rogers now one pitch from getting out of this inning, and the Patriots maintaining a 3-run lead. That one's popped up on the infield. Rogers will make the play, and the Patriots escaped as Limestone strands 3 base runners. We've played 5.5 innings. Francis Marion leads Limestone 7-4. You're watching the Patriots Sports Network. Welcome back to Cormel Field at Sparrow Stadium. Due up for the Patriots. Batters 9, 1, and 2. That's Dabbs, Hardy, and Carter here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dabbs, the catcher, with a ground out to second, and he walked and scored in the 4th inning. Garrett Spradlin continues on the mound for the Saints. One is inside, ball 2. Was Weekly hit to second base. Danley on to Hubert first for the first out of the inning. We'll bring up the leadoff batter, Will Hardy. Hardy walked and scored in the 1st, singled in the 2nd, walked and scored in the 4th. 1 for 1, 2 runs scored. Grounded back up the middle. Wetzel over by the second base bag, throws across the diamond, and Hardy's retired for the 2nd out. So Patriot freshman John Mitchell Carter will come to the plate for the first time. He went in as a defensive replacement in left field for Tanner Wakefield. Carter, a 6'2", 180-pound redshirt freshman out of Dillon, South Carolina, in Dillon High School. He lines that into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Carter's second hit of the season. It'll bring up the first baseman, Tyler Mangum. Mangum 1 for 2, walked and scored in the first, flew out to center in the third, and doubled home 3 runs. Fourth inning. If Mangum extends the inning, Darius Nobles, the DH, would be next. John Mitchell Carter has not attempted a stolen base this season, but Spradlin checked on him. He goes there and will slide in easily at second base. The Patriots now have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. So the first stolen base of 2020 for the freshman outfielder from Dillon. Pop to shallow right. Danley's back out on the grass. He will make the catch for the third out. Patriots do pick up a hit and a stolen base, but they strand the runner at second. We played 6 full innings. Francis Marion leads Limestone 7-4. You're watching the Patriots Sports Network. New Patriot pitcher here in the top of the 7th. Number 37, Bailey Wendell, 6 foot, 185-pound junior right-hander out of Wilmington, Delaware. Higgerty High School. Spent 2 seasons at Eastern Florida State College before transferring to FMU. One of many Patriots who were named to the Swamp Fox Athletic Academic Honor Roll this past fall semester. He's a business major. He'll be making his second appearance. Through 4 innings, the contest last week against Lenoir Ryan. Picked up the 4-inning save. 4 innings, 4 hits allowed, 2 runs, only 1 earned, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. So no record with 1 save and a 2.25 ERA. Patriot defense remains the same with Carter, Hanna, and Hardy in the outfield. Maddox, Stunskus, Cottingham, and Mangum left to right on the infield. First baseman Benjamin Huber will lead off for the Saints. Huber 3 for 3. A trio of singles. And he now has 5 hits in the series. A series that will conclude tomorrow with the 3 o'clock first pitch game at Limestone up in Gaffney, South Carolina. Off-speed pitch doesn't curve enough. Plunks Huber in the shoulder, and he'll trot down to first base, and the Saints have their leadoff batter on. That'll bring up the catcher, Kyle Strovink. 0 for 2. Strikeout, walk, a run scored, an RBI ground out. Francis Marion leads the long-time series 40-22 after the Saints picked up the win last night. That one's grounded past first base into right field for a base hit. Huber rounds second. He'll travel to third. And the Saints will have runners on the corners with no outs here in the 7th. So Michael Roberts steps in. He's 0 for 1 since coming on to play third base for the Saints, relieving Tyler Odell. Swing and a miss. Wendell's ahead in the count. One pops out of the glove of Dabbs, and both runners will advance on the pass ball. Huber scoring, Strovink going down to second. Ball was up in the strike zone, but certainly catchable by Dabbs. So the Patriot advantage now 7-5 with a runner on second and still nobody out here in the top of the 7th. It's hit in the air to center field. Hanna on his horse, going back to the track, makes the catch on the edge of the track. Strovink will tag and advance to second on the fly out. So again, the Saints have a runner on third with less than 2 outs. So pinch hitter now for Ethan Danley, the second baseman. That will be 39, Matt Hillebrandt. Hildebrandt, 6'4", 270-pound senior from Bowmanville, Ontario. Hits that on a line down by the batting cages, but foul. Hildebrandt this season 1 for 6. This is his 4th game that he's played in. Off-speed pitch misses inside. Wendell with the 1-1. Swung on a miss, tied him up. Again, grounded foul, nearly picked off the Limestone first base coach. Again, line foul. Count remains 1-2. Saints now up to 10 hits on the afternoon. Patriots have 7. In the dirt. Nice stop by Dabbs. Keep Strovink from advancing anywhere from third. Count now 2-2. That's hit a ton to right field, but luckily foul. It's over by the back fence behind the field house. Fouled off again. This will be the 9th pitch of this at bat. Count 2-2. Check swing, ball's high. Home plate umpire Ted Miller said he did not go. Count now full. And we'll see pitch number 10. Off speed, misses inside, and Hildebrandt, the pinch hitter, draws a 10-pitch walk. So we'll see a pinch runner now for Hildebrandt at first. Is 15, Carson Cox will run. David Kennedy, the center fielder, will step in. Kennedy 2 for 3, RBI double, and a single and a strikeout included in those at-bats. Carson Cox, the pinch runner, a freshman infielder, 6'1", 155 pounds, out of Spartanburg, South Carolina, and Oak Brook Prep School. Swing and a miss. Count now 0-2. Kennedy has not been able to catch up with the Wendell offerings in this plate appearance. And not on that one either, so strike 3. So big strikeout by Wendell there. Leaves Saints runners on the corners now with 2 outs for the left fielder, Darren Preble. Preble's second plate appearance since coming on as a replacement. He singled to right field back in the 6th inning. Again, has a hole to, as a left-handed hitter, has a hole to shoot for on the right side as the pinch runner Cox is being held on by Mangum. Remind him 7th inning stretch. Ball 2 to Preble. Leadoff hitter Trace Wetzel, the shortstop, would be next if the inning is extended. Inside corner called strike 1. Grounded to Magnum at first. Makes the stop, steps on the bag for out number 3, and the Patriots escape further damage. Limestone does pick up 1 run on the passed ball. We head to the 7th inning stretch. Francis Marion leads Limestone 7-5. You're watching the Patriots Sports Network. New second baseman for Limestone as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Connor Sibald, a freshman from Charleston, South Carolina. Graduate of West Ashley High School, 5'8", 160 pounds. He takes over where Danley had played. Spradlin remains on the mound for the Saints. Due up for the Patriots here in the bottom of the 7th. The DH Darius Nobles, third baseman Todd Maddox, and the second baseman Grayson Cottingham. Nobles, 2 for 3, single, double, and reached on an error. So he's been on base all 3 times in his first start as a Patriot. Patriots scored 4 times in the bottom of the first inning. Limestone answered with 3 in the top of the 4th. The Patriots scored 3 in the bottom of the 4th. Limestone scored single runs in the 5th and 7th. That leaves us with a 7-5 Francis Marion lead. Nobles hits a long foul over toward the ticket booth. Hit pretty hard to left field. Preble back to the track, to the wall. That is all. Home run, Darius Nobles. So Nobles now 3/4 of the way to the cycle. The single, the double, the home run. I don't know how many triples the big guy has in his career. Probably not a lot. But we'll see if he gets another at bat and a shot at hitting for the cycle. So the solo home run to left center field restores the 3-run Patriot advantage, now at 8-5. Maddox lines it into center field. He's on with a base hit. So back-to-back base knocks, a home run, hard hit single to center. Patriots are in business here in the bottom of the 7th. Grayson Cottingham steps in. Cottingham 0 for 2 with the sacrifice fly. Ball's in the dirt, but not far enough away for Maddox to advance. They're stirring in the Limestone bullpen, but no one warming up as of yet. Maddox is on the go. Slides in safely with the stolen base. As we mentioned, in their first 4 games, opponents against Limestone were 10 for 10 in stolen bases. The Patriots didn't have the opportunity to run last night, but they've stolen a couple bases here today. That's Maddox's first steal of 2020. Puts him in scoring position now with no outs. Count is 2-0 to Grayson Cottingham. Cottingham returns to the batter's box after a talk with Coach Nabinet. Squares to bunt, back to the mound. Spradlin fields, throws to the second baseman, Sebald covering, and the sacrifice is successful. 1-4 by Cottingham. And Maddox moves over to third now with just 1 out. Bill Hanna will step in. Hanna 1 for 3. Singleton scored in the 4th inning. Limestone infield playing in to try and cut off that additional run. That just makes it easier for Hanna if he can ground a hard grounder back at one. And he does just that through the left side. Base hit, RBI for Bill Hanna. Patriots now lead 9-5. Limestone does now have action. Somebody warming up in their bullpen as shortstop Sam Stonskas steps in. Stonskas 0 for 1, popped up to short in his first trip to the plate as he came in as a defensive replacement. Patriots now up to 10 hits to equal the Saints. Hanna certainly a threat to run over at first base. He's got a couple of steals already this season. That one off-speed pitch outside, low and in the dirt. Would have been a perfect pitch to run on. Spradlin obviously aware that Hanna's a threat to run, chases him back. There he goes. And the pitch hits Stonskas in the shoulder. Hanna had second base stolen, but of course he won't get credit for that as Stonskas takes first on the hit by pitch. And that'll bring a visit again from the Limestone coaching staff. Runners at first and second, 1 out here. Dalton Dabbs, the Patriot catcher, to step in. And they'll go to a new pitcher. See who that is for the Saints. Francis Marion Athletics would like to thank the following sponsors: Adidas, Circle Park Behavioral Health Services, McLeod Regional Medical Center, Ken Jackson Remax Professionals, Pepsi, McDonald's, Rains Hospitality, including Fairfield Inn, Spring Hill Suites, Courtyard by Marriott, Comfort Inn, and Hyatt Place, Mike Rickenbach Ford Lincoln Mercury, South Carolina Education Lottery, King Cadillac Buick GMC, McLeod Sports Medicine, Adams Outdoor Advertising, the Counseling Center of Florence, Chick-fil-A, FBI Construction, State Farm and Agent Jim Stewart, Quincy Steakhouse, Little Caesars, La Quinta Inn and Suites, KFC and Arby's, Julia Bell's Restaurant, PD Electric Cooperative, Sparrow and Kennedy Tractor Supply, Western Sizzle and Steakhouse, State Credit Union, and Zaxby's. So the third pitcher of the day for the Saints is number 30, Jeremiah Stewart, a freshman right-hander. Stewart hails from Woodruff, South Carolina, and graduated from Woodruff High School, 6 foot, 180 pounds. This will be his third appearance of the season. He has pitched 2/3 of an inning, allowed 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. Has an 0-1 record. And his first batter will be the catcher, Dalton Dabbs. The Patriots have runners on first and second. 2 runs in here already in the 7th, and only 1 out. Good speed on the base pass with Hannah at second and Stonskas at first. Dabbs 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs to second base, and he did walk and score in the 4th inning. Stewart finished with his warm-ups. Dabbs gets ready to step in. Dabbs steps off as Stewart takes too long for his liking on the mound. First pitch to Dabbs. Hannah and the runners are moving, but the ball's fouled back into the stands. As on the previous pitch, Hannah had the base stolen, but he gets nothing to show for it. Back to second. Dabbs seems to have, I would in the olden days have said broken his bat, but he's going to get a new piece of whatever they call bats are made out of nowadays. It's not wood anymore. The 0-1 to Dabbs in the dirt, blocked. Hannah bluffed. Hannah thought he was going to go, but now they've got Stonskas hung up between second and third. Now they've got Hannah between second and third. There are people running all over the place. And Hannah is going to be tagged out at third base. By the shortstop. We will now take a 10-minute break to figure out how to score that particular play. It was a ball in the dirt. Stonskas remains at first base. Hannah is caught stealing. And we're going to put 6 unassisted for the time being until we figure out exactly what the scoring on that was. But he gets caught stealing, 6 unassisted for the second out of the inning. Dabbs pops it up on the infield. Stewart's called off by the first baseman Huber, who makes the catch for the third out. So a promising Patriot inning kind of fizzles there at the end. But the Patriots do pick up 2 runs. So after 7 innings, Francis Marion leads Limestone 9-5. All right. Trace Wetzel leads off the Limestone 8th inning. Saints now trailing 9-5. Wetzel 1 for 4, the single and a strikeout. Bailey Wendell continues on the mound for the Patriots. Wetzel grounds to third. That's going to get through for a seeing eye single. Maddox dove for it in front of Stonskas. Couldn't come up with it, and it eluded Stonskas as well. So base hit for Wetzel. So Vance Deese next up for Limestone. Deese 1 for 4, a single and a strikeout. Wendell chases Wetzel back. Nice pitch. Count goes to 0-2 as Deese swings through the offering. It's hit to second. Cottingham to short for 1. Throw to first. On to 2. Double play, Patriots. 4-6-3. GDP ground into double play. So now the DH Brian Forbes bats with nobody on and 2 outs. Nice turn at second that time by Stonskas. And we got a pinch hitter. Number 24 will bat for Forbes. That is Jeff Towell, senior, 6'1", 215 out of Stony Brook, New York. He hits the first pitch in the air, back up the middle. Cottingham makes the catch for the third out. So the pinch hitting appearance very quick, as Towell is retired on the pop-up. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Francis Marion leads Limestone 9-5. You're watching the Patriots Sports Network. Top of the order due up for the Patriots here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Will Hardy, the right fielder, leads off. Hardy 1 for 2, single, couple of walks, couple of runs scored. Fly ball, right center field. Deese over. Makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. The freshman John Mitchell Carter will bat next. He singled, stole second base back in the 6th inning after coming in as a defensive replacement. That one's grounded to shortstop and through the wickets. So Wetzel was there, but came up too early. So Carter reaches on the air by the shortstop. Tyler Mangum, the first baseman, now steps in. Mangum 1 for 3, a double that drove in 3 runs. He also walked and scored back in the 1st inning. John Mitchell Carter, the runner at first, certainly a threat to steal. Don't know if this would be a running situation here or not with 1 out. Stewart, yes, chases him back. He is on the move. The ball's in the dirt. Going to have second base stolen. So JMC with the second steal of the afternoon puts a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Mangum lines that into left center field. That'll be there for a base hit, at least 1. John Mitchell Carter rounds and scores easily. Mangum on his way to second, slides in with the RBI double. His second double of the day, his 4th RBI. Patriots softball looking for the sweep, up 4-0 now in the top of the 3rd at Belmont Abbey. That'll bring to the plate Darius Nobles. Nobles already with a single, double, home run. He also reached on an error. He needs the triple for the cycle. Only 4 Patriots in history have hit for the cycle. Lewis Brown at Voorhees College in 1978. Rodney Rogers against Columbus College in 1993. Tim Dockery versus Benedict College in 1997. And Matt Rubino at Young Harris College in 2015. And I've been told that Rodney Rogers is in appearance today, as a matter of fact. The Marion native coming over to see the Patriots play. Now the question would be, if he does double, and obviously that would score another run, there's only 1 out, does he try and stretch it into a triple? I don't think I'd stop at second. I think I'd be hoofing it all the way around as best I could. Grounded to shortstop. Wetzel fields, throws over to first. Nobles does not triple, but it's still a very productive first start for the junior DH. Magnum held at second on the play, so he's still there with 2 outs. Again, Nobles finishes 3 for 5 with a pair of RBIs, double, home run. It's also the third time this season that the Patriots have reached double digits in runs. Patriots 10 runs on 11 hits with 2 errors. The Saints 5 runs on 11 hits with 2 errors. Maddox 2 for 4 in his previous plate appearances. 2-run triple in the first. Single, stolen base, and a run scored back in the 7th inning. That offering from Stewart wide outside. Ball 1. Good stop by Strovink behind the plate. Inside corner called strike 3. Patriots are done here in the bottom of the 8th. They do pick up a base runner, 2 base runners, score another run. So we've played 8 complete innings. Francis Marion leads the Saints 10-5. We're headed to the top of the 9th inning. You're watching the Patriot Sports Network. Top of the 9th inning, Patriots leading 10-5, looking for the split of the first 2 games of this 3-game series. Limestone's got batters 4, 5, and 6 due up this inning. Benjamin Huber, the first baseman, leads off. He's 3 for 3, a trio of singles, also hit by pitch and scored a run back in the 7th inning. First pitch called strike to Huber from Bailey Wendell. Hit in the air, center field. Hanna in, Cottingham out. Hardy over. Hardy makes the catch in right center field for the first out. So Bailey Wendell with the chance to pick up the 3-inning save here. If he could get through the 9th inning unscathed. He'll have to deal with the catcher, Kyle Strovink. Strovink 1 for 3 with a single. Also walked and scored. First pitch, lined into center field. Hanna over. Makes the catch for the second out. The Saints will send up a pinch hitter now for Michael Roberts. That'll be 13. That is Matt Bailey, a freshman outfielder from Carthage, North Carolina, and Union Pines High School, 5'11", 185 pounds. First pitch popped up, back behind the plate. Dabbs does not have room. It's back in the stands. This is Bailey's first plate appearance of the season. He had not appeared in the previous 5 games for the Saints. The 1-2 from Wendell. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Third out. Game over. Francis Marion is victorious 10-5. Winning pitcher for the Patriots. Starter Weston Rogers moves to 1-1. Bailey Wendell picks up his second save of the season. The Limestone starter, Anthony Alejandro, is tagged with the loss. He's now 0-1. The Patriots even their record at 3-3. Limestone falls to 1-5. The two teams will play the rubber match of this 3-game series tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, but up in Gaffney on Limestone's home field. Again, the hitting hero for Francis Marion today, a couple of them. Darius Nobles in his first start at DH, a single, a double, a home run. 3 for 5. Todd Maddox, a 2-run triple and a single. And Tyler Mangum, pair of doubles, one of them a 3-run double with the bases loaded. Patriots pick up 10 runs on 11 hits with 2 errors. The Saints 5 runs on 11 hits with 1 error. To remind you that tomorrow afternoon we will be on the air on the Patriot Sports Network with Francis Marion softball. First pitch is 1 o'clock as Newberry College comes to town to play a doubleheader with the Patriots. A reminder also that the Patriot tennis teams are in action this afternoon at the City of Florence Dr. Eddie Floyd Tennis Center. And tomorrow the FMU basketball teams will be on the road at Young Harris College. Women tipping off at noon, the men at 2 o'clock. That was weather delayed from this afternoon. And again, the basketball teams will be back at home on Wednesday at 5:30 and 7:30 as they host Augusta University. We appreciate you joining us this afternoon. For Julia Fulmer and Chelsea Gregley, I'm Michael Hawkins. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And again, the final score, Francis Marion 10, Limestone 5.